Hi, anyone watching. I've been a long time YouTuber, either watching content or creating my own content ever since I was a little kid. And I've done everything really, like skits, video game reviews, um, short little movies and everything. And I'm a writer as well, so I was always used to kind of like expressing my opinion in some kind of way. Now I haven't had that in a while, and I think I wanted to go back to YouTube in order to be able to do that. Um, if there's any loud noises, it's probably my air conditioner. I'm kind of just letting this one run and not editing or anything. I might change that up, or I don't know. If this is a cool format, I might keep it like this, but I doubt it. I like to keep things a little bit more professional. Uh, I'm just recording this late at night, and I wanted to talk about a topic that I've been thinking about primarily for the whole day. Um, I wanted to talk about losing friends. Now, we all go through it. Um, we all hit those patches where we know someone for such a long time and they're so dear to us. And then it could be either the slightest little thing that ends it and then you don't end up talking to them forever, or it can be something that, is too hard to overcome. I've had both, my share of both. And, you know, I want to first start with kind of the outcome of it. Because what I recently learned was that I am so fixated on things ending. In the sense that, like, you know, uh, you know, my friend isn't talking to me. I'm thinking that I'm just already assuming that it's gonna end, and I'm already like, yeah, let it end, because then it's easier than having to worry about it possibly ending. Like, oh, will they text me tomorrow? Oh, will I see them soon? And then it usually, with the right ones, or at least with people that it takes a little bit longer to shake off. The next day you just talk to them and it's like nothing happened. And I realized that those people, it's nice to just have around. And a lot of us worry that we're gonna lose them. And we always assume that it's gonna be the end because we'd rather have that than actually going through that pain of losing them again. Because you lose so many people. I've lost so many friends. Usually to the littlest things too. People that I thought, oh, like we're gonna be close forever, and it just doesn't pan out that way. You get along with these people, you talk every day, you find common interests, and you bond over it all the time, and that fades away at one point, which is fine, and it's normal. We grow up, I grew up so much in ways where, like, I changed a lot. I changed from being a person that didn't really care about my day-to-day basis and what I did and about my future to, like, really being more on top of that. And being around people like that now, it can still be hard for me to kind of accept that I can have a friendship like that, where sometimes, I'm taken aback a little bit, and I'm like I'm able to enjoy more of the moment rather than just always looking for the next thing to happen, or for, like, things to end. I've had so many friendships. I can give some examples. So, like, when I was like 15, 16 years old, I had a lot of, I'll say, friends that were girls, and I wasn't really attractive, so I was kind of like the ugly yet informative best friend. And a lot of them did like me, which is the weird thing, because it just ends up being like that. You're that kind of person, and you don't see what is special about you, and then it all ends up changing. You get this one moment where you're like, okay, I could start seeing that, or you get this one person that starts getting you to see yourself in a completely different way, which could be positive or negative, but you do start seeing that you're worth something, which I wasn't really able to do as a kid. And these best friends, I would talk to them all the time. This one girl, I helped her through a relationship a lot, and we were so close. Talked all the time, saw each other regularly, every once in a while when we could. I was such a homebody that I didn't really see anybody unless they lived like a block away from me. Um, so that was my life back then, and my friendships were basically like that. And one day, me and her, we just didn't text, and a one day thing became like a week thing, and then like there was like a vacation from me and her, something little. It's like, oh, I'll see you, yeah, I'll talk to you whenever, and that happened, and then it just stopped. It just stopped, and we didn't talk much at all. And at the time, it was okay. Like, it wasn't okay, but I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, all right, like, it just is what it is. I accepted it. I was like, it's fine that she's just gone now. But we were really close. She was somebody that I cared about a lot, and I know she cared about me too. I think we both kind of fell into that same thought, that it was just like, you know what, because we didn't have different lives or anything. We were kids, we were young, we didn't lead different lives, and I wasn't really somebody that hated school or anything, so we didn't differentiate in any kind of way. I do think that there was an aspect in shit, that changed later on, that that got us not to be able to talk as much. Because when I was helping her with the relationship, that was a lot of, back and forth. She constantly went to me. It's like that feeling that you get when, you have a therapist and you want to tell them everything. I've had that feeling with a lot of people. Trust me, they want to constantly talk to me and, tell me things. So, we had that, and then that was just gone. And this happened a little bit shortly after, which, a lot of people would be like, oh, you see, like, she was just using you. And I didn't see it like that at all. I think we found our commonality, and we didn't build on anything else. We didn't build on our own personal friendship. Or if we did, it just wasn't strong enough, And it's fine. It does suck that it ended, and I'm not gonna act like it didn't. And now I don't think about it much. I just think that that's one of those first instances where that was somebody that I lost in some kind of way that, was special to me, and I had kind of just accepted losing her because of, who I was as a person. And it kept happening, with other friends. And I think a lot of people have gone through that. I do think it's a normal process, just saying, because, especially when you kind of drift away from the people that you didn't have much commonality with. And, there's been a lot of times where I'm like, damn, I kind of wish that this person would just kind of like, fuck off a little bit, just leave. Because it's like, I know we're not going to be friends for a very long time, and we don't share that much in common, so really, is there any reason for us to be friends anymore? Which I've gone away from that more, because I see that, like, it's not the sense of the commonality that for me is the main issue. It's the sense that I'm always thinking that everyone's gonna leave, and that stems from a lot of things, much further than friendships, and hopefully I could talk about that in a different video, because I know a lot of people would relate. I know people relate with this too. We relate with a lot of things, we just don't talk about it, and we try to meme it, and we try to like make a little 140 character story about it, but it's in no way relatable. Sometimes I just see it and I'm like, okay, you're expressing such a fictionalized version of what you really want to say, because it's like we have to overplay everything. We have to make it seem like grandiose, or we have to like, act like it's a big thing when it's not. It's a common thing. It feels like a big thing, and I get that, and I'm not trying to displace feelings or like lower feelings or anything like that. What I'm saying more is like, just like lay it all out, and that's hard. Honestly, if anybody around my age or younger can do that, that's a very hard thing to do. So it's a hard thing expressing yourself. I've seen a lot of people now my age, we express ourselves a lot, and the youth are finding their own ways to express themselves. I'm just worried that there's this common thread, this common idea that it's like, oh, you lose a friend, everyone's fake. You lose a girlfriend, oh, every girl's gonna cheat on you or do something terrible, or every guy's gonna do the same thing. We like start like setting these views that are completely incorrect, and you can't just generalize everyone. It's not right. There are people that have looked at me, and in moments where I've maybe not been what that person wanted me to be, they end up characterizing me as someone that is completely opposite. Everybody's always been a part of that kind of rumor scene where that person talks something about you and it's not you. And I don't want people believing that that's you. You know what I mean? Like I went through that and I didn't believe it, but I just was so confused on why that kind of scene tends to follow me. And if it does for you, don't believe that all those things that these people say, these rumors, this bullshit, like, that they mean anything about you. There's always misunderstandings, there's always going to be that. And at the end of the day, the only person that really matters is you and your own perspective of yourself. Nobody else does. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't look at anyone else and, talk to them and express yourself and, talk about your own personality, but I'm saying that when somebody talks down upon you, down on you, and like tries to tear down your name, don't let the simple fact that they're doing it mean more than your own personal opinion about yourself, your friend's opinion about you, the real friends. I think we all know them, and sometimes it can feel like everyone isn't your real friend, but that's just really you being scared of losing them. And I've been there. I've been like, oh, I'll lose this person because they'll always think I'm this kind of person, and then they'll just leave me when I do something stupid, and I gotta be so perfect, and I gotta entertain and do all these things, and you don't have to do any of that. Your real friends will love you no matter what, your ups and downs. You'll go through fights, and if there's somebody special, just fight for them. Don't let them go. I've been in those situations, even in relationships where I didn't fight, and it can sometimes feel impossible to fight for that person because they're such a pain in the ass, or they did something bad, or they fucked up, and we all fuck up. Depends on the way that we fuck up, though. Sometimes you really can't. You gotta put yourself first in certain situations. I know that's not being clear enough, because sometimes people hear that and they're like, all right, every single situation I put myself ahead. That's not the point. It's every single situation. You can say that with everything in life, that every single situation brings upon, like, why am I saying upon? it brings a different way of tackling it. And I'll go more into that. But I don't know how this format will do. I don't even know if I'll keep doing these. I just really felt like talking about this. I am a very talkative person when I want to be, and I need to sometimes find a platform for that. And because I'm not doing that through writing as much, I wouldn't mind doing it through YouTube videos. That's where I first started with my kind of expressivism, in which I miss a lot. There's just so much shit going on now. It feels like I'm always busy. Everybody sometimes tends to feel like that, or you tend to feel so overburdened by your sense of wanting to push yourself to do something, and then it just takes up all your fucking time. It's like, oh, I'm taking so much time just to try to push myself to do something. Which sometimes that could be my thing, I sometimes need that space to kind of have that. And I'll talk a lot more about myself and a lot of these things. If you guys want to hear more, just let me know. You can message me anything. I'll say now that I am a pretty insightful person. I'm in this field of psychology, so you know I do know a lot about that stuff, and I've had a lot of experiences personally. I'm not the oldest person, and I'm not the youngest person. I'm just an experienced person, you know. And with that, I'll just leave everything open. If you guys want to contact me in any way, or hear me talk about any specific topics, or just talk about whatever, or talk shit about me, it's completely fine. This isn't the most, up to standards YouTube video. I just wanted to put something out there. Okay? Thanks for watching.